Pacifism is actually cruel and harmful, and I'm going to prove it to you. Pacifism is opposing wars and the use of force at all costs, no matter what. And while I'm better known for founding Kind and being on Shark Tank, most of my life I've spent building bridges and pursuing peace, from the One Voice movement that brought together close to 1 million Israelis and Palestinians to unite against extremism, to the Peaceworks company that used business to bring neighbors in conflict regions to work together, from Empatico, which brought kids together to learn about each other, to the Builders movement that's trying to empower people to solve problems together rather than tear each other apart. So am I no longer a builder because I support the use of force to dethrone the IRR? Why would I be against pacifism? Because pacifism actually prevents peace and justice from prevailing. Pacifism is too absolute and simplistic. And any absolutist position tends to yield potentially really bad answers. Just like using force is not always the answer, refusing to use force no matter the circumstances is also not the answer. Let me give you 3 examples. First, let's look at Gaza. Hamas is controlling the lives of millions of Palestinians. It's a terrorist movement that's preventing the fulfillment of their aspirations. If they stay in power, it's going to be very hard for Palestinian builders to actually get their lives back and build a better future for their children, which is why a huge number of Palestinians actually would want for Hamas to be removed from power so that they can actually build a better future for their children.
Here's example number 2.
Take the Islamic Republic regime suppressing the people of Iran. Since its birth 47 years ago, this regime has exported terror across the world. Their whole reason for existence is to export this dark ideology, threatening the United States, all the countries in the Middle East, and some people, and subjugating everybody. And pacifism is not going to bring an end to that. Pacifism is not going to liberate the people or prevent that terror from being exported. As long as the IRR is in power, there's going to be more darkness in our world, internally and externally. Here's the 3rd example. Pacifists would have opposed the United States from helping liberate Europe from the Nazis. I wouldn't exist today if it wasn't because American servicemen and women liberated a continent that liberated my father from the Dachau concentration camp. Sometimes pacifism is not the answer. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest thinkers of all times, used to be a pacifist, and then he thought about it long enough and he disavowed it because he realized that it's too simplistic a circumstance, and sometimes, as painful as it is, you do need to use force. Not always. You want to avoid the use of force as much as you can. In fact, if there's democracy, you want people to remove bad leaders through the ballot box, not through the use of force. But sometimes when people are living under repressive regimes that are extraordinarily dark, like the IRR, you have no other option but to use force to liberate them and liberate the world from those cancers. It's far more costly not to deal with a violent bully than it is to deal with them once and for all.